guys, today I'm filming a third update for my yearly project pan of 2021. I have titled this Makeup I Want to Use Up in 2021. So this is just a new title for my yearly project pan where I have two purposes. First is that at the beginning of the year, I chose a set group of products that I either wanted to finish or hit pan on. And then I have the other part of this project, which is a goal of using up an additional 50 makeup products. I have been successful every year, but you never know. So I keep it at that 50, but I also just hope in total to actually use up 100 makeup products every year. And I think I made it last year and maybe the year before. Anyway, let's keep going. So let's start with my makeup use up empties. I finished 3 products, which is pretty good. I think last time I had only finished 1. And these were all products that were in my spring project pan. I'll have that playlist linked in the cards. May was the last month of my spring project and June was the first month of my summer project. So a lot of these things are in my summer project as well. But I just filmed that update yesterday, so you're not going to really be getting any spoilers or sneak peeks today, which I think is good, and I don't have to make new markings on my products, which is also good. Anyway, for my 3 empties, first is the MAC Fix Plus Lavender Spray. This is the 1 ounce size. I love MAC Fix Plus. I think it's a great product to help melt all your powders in together. The lavender scent was nice, but I prefer the original. And it's not usually something I use as a primer spray, but that is how I decided to use up my minis because I have so many of them and I really want to get through my facial sprays this year, and I'm really liking it. I've been liking using these. That doesn't make sense. I have liked using these as primer sprays. My next product is a ginormous accomplishment. I used up the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the bronzer shade. At my last update, I didn't have too much left of this at all, but I'm so excited to have it used up. I have been panning this for 2 years. I mean, just like 1 season each year, but still. So this feels so good to have this used up. I do have a backup though that I've already put in my collection, but next year I'm gonna look forward to rotating through my bronzers, but this feels incredible to have this used up. I love that color. It works really well for me, not too warm or too cool tone. I love that it has that nice satin finish. It just looks healthy on the skin, blends really easily. I'm glad that they've expanded the shade range, but they definitely should come out with some darker colors because I want everyone to be able to enjoy this bronzer. And then the last makeup use up empty would be this mini Laura Mercier Caviar stick in Intense Rose Gold. You can see the product down in there. And I do have some plans. I'm going to be doing a little bit of mixing for my fall project. So I will be scraping out of here, but I am calling this done for this project. I used up all of the usable product, even a little bit down in there because I did have a nub break off, and I mushed it in a sample jar and used up completely. I love the Laura Mercier Caviar sticks. These are my favorite shadow sticks. I think that the size of them is great, easy to apply on the lid, and they don't crease, they last all day. I don't love the intense versions, they're a little bit more glittery. I prefer the original formula because it's just creamier. So I do have a mini of the original formula that I'm excited to pop in my collection and start using. Whenever you see these at 100 Point Perk, definitely pick them up because you get half the amount of price you get in a full size, which would be a value of $14.50, which is really good for a Point Perk. So definitely recommend that. But it feels so good to have those 3 things used up. So now to show you my progress on the items I have left. So I do still have 2 of my mini MAC Fix Plus bottles I'm using for primer spray. So I'm currently working on the coconut version in my summer project pan, and I am all the way down here. So this should be used up by my next update for this project, which will be exciting. Then for fall, I'm going to use my mini bottle of the original Fix Plus. I have like 3 minis and 2 full sizes of this, so I want to work through that one as well. Then for my all over face primer. I have the Touch and Soul No Poreblem primer. I told you guys last update that I really had not been working on this and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to use it up, but I wanted to dedicate myself and I've done a great job so far. So here is where I was at my last update and this is where I am now. I do also think that I can have this finished up by the next update. It might be, you know, up until that very last day, but I have been using 2 pumps every time I wear this. So I've been going through it a little bit quicker, but I don't feel like I'm wasting it. I do apply my primer with a brush, which soaks up product a little bit, but I just like the experience. I really do like this primer. It's something I would possibly repurchase in the future, but I have a huge primer collection and I'm trying to work through them, but I really have been enjoying this and I'm so happy that I finally started using it. Speaking of, the next product I have is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation in number 10 Light Beige. I believe we were at this mark here at the last update. Now I'm down here, but this is where I was at the beginning of the year. So I made some really good progress. When I was using this today, I could barely get any to suck up out of the little dropper, so I actually had to pour it out. So I actually think I will probably have like 5 more uses left in here. So I think after I film this video, I am just going to dump this into a little sample jar and, you know, apply it on my face with a Q-tip just to get out all the product and have it be less messy applying it every day. But I really do love this foundation, and really the more I've been wearing it, I really have enjoyed it. Definitely one of the best, probably the best drugstore foundation that I've tried so far. They need a better shade range, but I've not used up any foundations this year, so I'm so excited that I'm coming close to it because all the rest of my foundations are like brand new, so I'm not using up any others this year or anytime soon. Then I do have 2 concealing products. The first is a mini of the Becca Under Eye Corrector, which comes with half the price you get in a full size. So I'm using this every single day. I do have a great dent in here, but there's still a ton of product. I'm hoping to have this finished by the end of the year. I'm not sure if it's going to be possible, but using it every day is the best that I can do. So I'm okay with that. Then I do have my ColourPop No Filter Concealer in Fair 00, which is the white shade. I am able to see through the package. I've always been able to do that, well, I guess all year basically. And I am mixing this with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I'm using that combination every other month to get use out of it. I do have an idea of how I want to work through this a little bit faster. I have to see if it's gonna work for me, if I like it. So I don't wanna tell you yet. I'm sure you can figure it out, like it's not that complicated. But I don't wanna say yet until I've fully decided, but I will get back to you in the next update on whether I use this as a concealer or, okay, I'm just gonna tell you, basically, am I gonna use this combination as just a concealer or a foundation? I'm gonna play around with it and see what I think. I would love to get my concealer numbers down. I don't love the Too Faced. This is old, so I'm gonna see how that works for me after I finish this Catrice, and then I'll let you know if I like the combo enough to try to pan the concealer that way. Then we've got powders. So last month, or last update, I had used up my original Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin powder, and then I do have a backup, and I am gonna be working on this one as well. There is like a teensy little dip in this powder, but not much. I really haven't been using it much. My friend Amanda Alexander left me a comment suggesting that maybe I crumble this up and use it as a loose powder, since I like loose powder so much, and I actually think that's a great idea. I'm gonna, you know, play around with it, press for a little bit longer, but I might put this in my fall project pan as a loose powder. You'll see when that intro comes in a couple of months, but I'm definitely thinking about that, and that was a great idea so that I can use this up. Again, I really do like it, but I love loose powder in general, and I did buy that very popular L'Oreal powder foundation, and I am liking that one as well. So anyway, we'll see what happens with that. If I don't finish this by the end of the year, I'm fine with that, because I did finish my original, which was my initial goal. Hey guys, I am popping in to share my progress on an item that I forgot to show you. I'm so annoyed. It was sitting right in front of my face. I moved it out of the way to show you my Maybelline powder, and then I plumb forgot about it, and I did not want to just put in a picture. I wanted to show it to you and talk about it. So that would be my Illamasqua powder blush in Intrigue, which is a matte white. You can see the picture from last month that my pan was a lot smaller, and I have really expanded it, and the product is pretty shallow down here. So I do use this to help clean up under my contour, but I use it with the Sigma Air Max like angled blush bronzer brush, and it applies the perfect amount of product so it doesn't look too white under here. It just helps brighten up without packing on too much powder. And this is something I've had for ages, and I want to make progress on it this year, but my goal is to finish it in 2022. So I just want to get as far as I can for now. It's something I cannot go ham with, but I really, really love this. It's such a good product. So I'm really happy to see that the pan has expanded a good deal in these past 2 months. And I wasn't using it every day. I was using it most days, but not every single day. But now on to our now on into our scheduled programming. Then I have a face palette. This is the Hourglass Ambient Unlocked palette. I was working on these two shades here, which would be the finishing powder in Soft Light and Filter Light. Soft Light I'm using just to brighten my face. Filter Light I'm using to buff out my bronzer. And the Soft Light was in my spring project, and it's also in summer. And then I have added this one in to my summer project. And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see progress here, but I actually do have a bit of a dip in the lighter shade. This one you can see a little bit of usage compared to the darker bronzer, but not really. But this one you can tell, or at least I can see in person, that I do have like it's flattened out and there's a bit of a dip, so I feel good about that. My goal is to hit pan on both of these by the end of the year. Don't know if it's going to happen. If I can hit pan on just Soft Light, I'll feel good about that. But I just mentioned in my summer project pan different brushes that I'm using to apply these, and I've enjoyed the product a lot better. I've done it that way like 3 times now, and I have really liked it. So check out my last update if you want to know what brushes I'm talking about. Then we have my other bronzers. So this is Benefit Hoola. I'll put up a picture of what it looked like last month, and I actually just crushed this up this morning. I should have waited until after this update, but I will put like the before and after picture from my last update and what it looked like right before I crushed it, so you guys can see that. But I have decided that I'm sick of this. I don't want it to take me too much longer, so I'm going to use this loose and use it as a powder contour. I'm doing that today. It is working just fine. There's still, oh gosh, I mean, I want to use it, but I ain't trying to dump it out. So there's a lot in here. It looks very dark, so I think this is going to take me a little while to get through, but I'm really hoping I can finish by the end of my summer project pan. I'm hoping it goes a little bit quicker now that it is loose. Then for my other bronzer, it is this little mini Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. I haven't used it at all yet because this is going to be in my fall project pan, and I feel completely confident that I can finish this by the end of the fall project. There's such a little amount left in here, so I feel more confident about this than I do a freaking Hoola, but this will be gone this year, hopefully by the end of my summer project, and it won't hold on longer than that. Then we have my setting spray. This is the MAC Fix Plus Matte, and we were here at my last update. Now I'm down here, so I haven't made too much progress, but this is something that I'm going to be panning in summer and fall, so hopefully by the end of fall this will completely be used up. Then moving on to eye products, I did have one brow product. This is the Lorac Take a Brow Kit in the shade Blonde. I have not used it a single time since my last update, and I'm just going to pull this out of the project completely. I'm just not reaching for it. I'm not going to declutter it from my collection, but there's no reason for me to continue to show it to you guys unused each update. Then for my eye products, we have the shadow stick I'm currently using. This is a little mini of the Bobbi Brown Cream Shadow Stick in Golden Pink. And I've used like a third of this, which is great. I'm hoping this will be done by my next update, but we'll see. I really do love this, and I have a backup mini, which is why I'm wanting to use this one up. Then for my powder shadows, I have what I'm using to set my primer. And that would be Matte Malloy and Matte Lin from theBalm. I did tell you guys last update that I wanted to repress Matte Lin, and I have done so. It's made it so much easier to use. And I will insert some pictures so you can see the progress that I've made on them. And I did not repress it right after my video. I think I only repressed it maybe a month ago. So I do think I made some good progress on this one. I think this will last me until the very end of the year. Hopefully this one can be used up a little bit sooner, but that is totally fine. I'm using these every single day to set the primer under my brow bone and in my crease. Working perfectly. I love that formula. Then for my colored eyeshadow, I have Anastasia Birkin. This is my go-to transition color. I have made some progress since my last update, but not as much as I would like. And that's because I've been reviewing and testing so many palettes that I have wanted to just stick to the palettes, and I haven't reached for this a whole ton, but I'm hoping to pick up the pace and have this done by the end of my fall project. I'm trying to be realistic. This will not be done by summer because I am going to be reviewing a bunch of palettes in summer and fall. So I want to be realistic, but I really am determined to finish that by the end of the year. And same with this. This is my Maybelline Lasting Drama Liner in Striking Copper. It's just a little nubbin, but I also had a little nubbin last update. But I have started using this. I've only used it a handful of times so far. This is in my summer project pan. So I know this is going to go into my fall project as well, which I'm okay with. It will go perfectly color-wise. Such a nice formula. I have a backup of this one as well, which is why I'm wanting to work through that. And then I've got two lip products. So I have this lip scrub that I rolled in last month. This is the Lemongrass Spa Peppermint Stick Lip Scrub, and I have actually used a good chunk of this. I keep this in my shower, which I definitely recommend for lip scrubs because you'll likely get a lot more use out of them that way. So you can see I have a good bit here used up, and I would just like to finish this by the end of the year, which I do think is possible. That is about 6 months worth of use, or I will have 6 months to use that up. And then my last colored lip product is the Sephora Melting Lip Click in Caramel. This is something that I was planning on panning in fall, but I decided to start working on it in summer because I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through it, and I want to make sure to use it up. So I already have made a little bit of progress on this. I've been doing a good job using this, but I'm rotating it with two other lip products. So I'm not noticing huge progress for anyone in particular because I'm using them equally, and I'm just seeing like small progress on all three, but I'm very happy that I'm actually using it. And then for my makeup empties of May and June, I have an additional 9 products. So that 9 plus the 3 from my makeup use up would be 12 products total, which I think is pretty dang good. So first I have this little deluxe size sample of the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas Primer. I thought this was fine. It was smooth, but I didn't notice it doing anything in particular for my skin. I didn't think it was mattifying or glowy or pore filling. It was just kind of smooth, but I feel like almost all primers just feel smooth on the skin. So not something I repurchase, which is great because it's very expensive, but I would use up another mini if I got it. This is something that I just used up and feels like a major accomplishment to me. And this is the Benefit Do the Hoola Liquid Bronzer. And I just feel like it's an accomplishment because it's a cream cheek product. It's a deluxe size sample, but still I've had this in my collection for a couple years. I only used it a few times here or there, but I did end up using this basically every day, and it worked really well for me. I love the consistency of this. It's very creamy, easy to blend out with a beauty sponge, but this is very warm tone. It looked a little bit orangey, and on my fair skin that is not the cutest. This is a discontinued product, but I really wish they would bring it back and release at minimum the 4 shades that match their powder bronzers, because this did not match original Hoola. It was much more orangey, but I feel so proud to have this used up, and I just cannot wait for my end of the year empties to show a liquid product, but a cheek product. Like, that's so exciting. And then I did use up a little mini of the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I have a bunch of these. This is really like the best setting spray. I like the way it disperses. I have told you guys before, I'm not someone that really notices setting spray changing my life, but yet I keep buying them. I keep wanting to try them, but once I use up the ones that I have, I will definitely purchase this in the full size. It is my favorite setting spray. Then I did use up the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade number 2. I can get away with shade 2 or 1, and this is just a little micro style pencil. I have used the NYX Micro Brow Pencil for years, and it is much cheaper than this, but I like this one a little bit more. I like this better than Anastasia Brow Wiz. Right now I'm using the Urban Decay Brow Blade. This pencil is better than that one. This is just my favorite brow pencil. I have a couple backups, and luckily this is part of the 21 Days of Beauty every year or every other year, and I'm able to get a few, but I really do enjoy this. I will definitely repurchase that. Then I have 2 mini mascaras. I use my minis for only 2 months and then rotate to something new. I have a lot of mascaras and I don't want them to dry up, because they can dry up even if they haven't been opened before. So of course I've got my favorite Lancome Hypnose Drama mascara. I'm using my mascaras oldest to newest, and I guess there were several months in a row where I got these as freebies. Wet formula. I love the shape of this brush. It has natural bristles. It gives me some length, volume, fluttery lashes. This is my favorite mascara of all time. Super expensive though, so I love when I can get these minis because they're a great value as well. And then I paired it with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I do like this. It used to be a favorite of mine, and it still is nice. It does give some really nice volume, but it's not something I repurchase. It can run on me a little bit. I do have very watery eyes, but this is not bad. Then I've got 3 lip products. First is my EOS Smooth Stick in Sweet Mint. You guys know this is my favorite lip balm ever. Not too thin, not too thick, really easy to reapply, and I love this scent. Already have repurchased. I always keep that in my purse. Then I've got 2 colored lip products. This one's clear, but you know, 2 glosses that I used up. They're both deluxe size samples. The first is this Tower 28 Lip Jelly in Chill. It is the clear shade. I really enjoy this formula. It gave a really glassy look to the lips. It wasn't sticky. It was super smooth. I would not purchase this in the full size because I don't have a need for a clear gloss. I have one of the milky shades, but I would be interested in trying one of the like original formula. They're brighter shades, but they are on the sheer side, so I'd be interested in trying one of those because the formula is really good. I wish they would come up with more shades of that. And then I used up a Ilia Balmy Gloss Tinted Lip Oil in Linger. I used up the shade Only You at my last update, and I like this formula because it's super smooth. The issue is that these wear away in like 10 minutes, and they're a very expensive lip product. If this was a drugstore product, I would buy it 100% because I love the way it feels. But for that high-end price, I need it to last 30 minutes on me, and it just doesn't. This also can feather a bit because it is very balmy, and I was able to get Linger to work for me, but it is a little more pigmented than I would like for that formula. So if I was to buy one, I would get the shade Only You. And if these went half off at Sephora, I would buy one. But if the discount was any less than that, I don't think I could do it just because of the lasting power. So guys, that was my 3rd update for my makeup I want to use up in 2021 video. I am currently doing a summer project pan and a sample project pan, and that is where you can see all of my skin, hair, and body empties and the things that I'm working on, and I'm really been enjoying those projects. I was doing the Partners in Cream, but I have quit for now, which is sad. My very first project I've ever quit, but I do feel good with my decision for now. But I would love to know what you guys are panning right now, and I would love to know your thoughts on these products in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.